Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lou, or Lutifah, and this is
Nala, honey.
My oldest daughter. She is 10, about to be 11. She looks like me, right? Yeah, so today on my channel we are going to be doing a review and wear test of Uoma Beauty's brand new Black Magic palettes in collaboration with Coming to America. So the first palette we have is called HEIR-ITAGE, and she looks like this. Get nice and close. Look at the packaging on her. Look at that. Look at the details. Gorgeous. Now I've been cheating. I've never actually opened it yet. I keep opening the bottom to get it out of the palette. But here is what she looks like on the inside. And this is what the palette looks like on the inside. Now this has been used because I have already filmed the review, so that's what she looks like. Nala, what do you have?
Queen to be.
Do you want to pop it open, Mama?
Yeah.
There you go. A little bit closer, Mama. There you go. Do you like it?
Yeah.
What do you think of the colours?
They're nice.
Okay, cool. And the last palette is called Good Morning Zamunda. Now the two smaller palettes look exactly the same in terms of packaging. The difference is being the actual palettes themselves. And look at that colour story. Okay, so first impressions. This one is a colour story right up my street. Look at it. That's beautiful. Like, I love pinks. You know Mummy loves pinks. Yeah, this is a beautiful colour story. So first impressions is I love it. And unlike most of Uoma Beauty's palettes, there aren't any pressed glitters in here, again, which I love. I mean, to be fair, I'm not neither here nor there about pressed glitters, but they've been in every single palette. So, and this is their fourth larger palette, and the other two are their first two in that format. So that's what they look like. Nala, what do you think of that colour story?
I like them because they're like out there colours. Out there
colours. And I think, obviously I'm going to reserve my thoughts for the end, but actually out of all of them, this is probably was my favourite colour story, surprisingly. And the last one we have is this one, obviously. And again, the colour story is interesting. I think the only thing I got a bit worried about when I used this one, I struggled to make sure that the look didn't look exactly the same as this one. Now you wouldn't think it looking side by side, but you're going to see later on what I mean. Now, Nala and I are going to do swatches, and the reason I wanted Nala here is because obviously you can see on my skin. Nala, put your arm up, Mama. You're going to see on my skin tone what it looks like. But for girls who are tan-skinned and slightly fairer than me, you can see what it looks like on my pasty daughter. I'm just joking, you're gorgeous. So, we're going to get to the swatches. And first up, we have Queen to Be. Okay, so here are our swatches. Nala's yours. There you go, that's Nala's. That's Mummy's. So actually they show up quite well on both of us, which is a good thing. Let's bring it back a tiny bit. Okay, so leave it on there, Mama. Is that right? You comfortable? Okay, so the first shade here is called Nandi. Then we have Moremi, which is a purpley tone. Then we have Rana Valona, which is this shade here. Next we have Makita, which is this purple shimmer here. After that we have Nefertiti, which is this lovely blue shimmer here. It's gorgeous. Then after that we have Nzinga, which is this shade here. Just after that we have Kandake, and after that we have Ya Sanswa, and lastly we have Amina. So that's how those shades look on two different skin tones. We should take off our watches next time. The next one is Good Morning Zamunda. Okay, the first shade we have here is FU2. Again, if you watched the movie you know the reference, so that's FU2. Next we have Royal Bloodline. After that we have Aristocracy, which is that one. Then we have Mulahi, which is this. After that we have Palm Wine, which is that one there, this lovely lighter gold. The deeper gold is called Gold Stacks. After that we have Desert Rose, which is an orangey pink shimmer. What's it coming off on you? Yeah, same. Then we have the black is called Wake Up, and it's got glittery specks in it, and it is a matte. And then beneath that we have Gazinga, which is a lovely purple shade. And that is Good Morning Zamunda. And I found, so with me, I was able to do single swipes with this, but on Nala's skin we did have to build them up a little bit, funnily enough. But yeah. Okay, well, next we have Royal HEIR-ITAGE, which again looks like that. And on us, looks like this. Now we're going to do all the shimmers first. So this first shimmer at the top is called Songhai. I'm going to show yours a bit more, Mommy. Yeah. There you go. All right, put it back a bit. Then we have Accent, which is this gold here. Now this gold slightly reminds me of this gold here, which is called Gold Stacks in this palette. So it slightly reminds me of that. Don't you think?
Yeah.
In fact, I might actually put it side by side. Let me do it on you. And see if there's any difference.
One's slightly.
Slightly. So that's the Gold Stacks on there, and that's Axum here. On the eyelid, that's not going to look any different. In fact, it didn't. But on the wrist, this has got slight flecks of orange in it, like a yeah. But yeah, otherwise kind of the same. All right, next we have Mali, which is this lovely duochromy pink shade, which is flexing pink to orange. You want to show yours, Mama?
Yeah.
Excellent. Next we have Kush, which is this one, this orangey gold just here. This is like a tangerine gold. It's actually really nice. And then beneath that we have Ile-Ife, which is this one here. Underneath that we have Ashanti, which is a warm brown, mahogany brown. Beneath that we have Dahomey. You good, Mama? Dahomey. Underneath that one we have Jollof. Beneath that we have Sokoto. And lastly we have Abyssinia. There we go. Now these all were fine on me, not too bad. This one here, as you can see, because of the type of shade it is, really powdery, and that's one shade that I did have to swipe a couple times, and I actually had to help Nala with that one as well. Yeah, I had to help Nala with that one as well. So this is more, I would use that as a, as I was saying, the battery died. Dahomey on me, it's quite powdery and it's actually fading quite quickly. But on Nala's skin tone, she would use that as more of a transition shade. I personally would use that to kind of soften the edges. But for her, it'd be more of a transition shade. It's just something to be aware of, and it's really powdery, super powdery. So just something to be aware of. Okay. Now that's the swatches done for us for now. I can't see any other colours that look like they need comparison, actually. Now there is only one other colour that we think looks similar. So Nala's helped me with this one. So in Abyssinia, which is this colour right here, we also think that Gazania, which is in the Good Morning Zamunda, and Moremi, which is here, also look quite similar. So what I've done is I have wiped them on Nala. Here they are. So this is Abyssinia, this is Moremi, and this is Gazinga. And they all look very similar. This one's a bit more pink, sorry, but these two, exactly the same. Fundamentally, they look exactly the same. Can I actually see the slight differences? Nah, fundamentally they're the same. I think it's Nala's fairer skin, so you should be able to see the contrast a bit more on her skin than you would on mine. On my fingers, however, you can put your arm down, baby. On my fingers, however, as you can see, this one and this one look fundamentally the same. It's this one that's got slightly pink inflect on it. But I do think on the eyes it won't make much of a difference. So there's only perhaps two shades that look exactly the same. It's the two gold shades and then the deeper kind of purple shades that look slightly, the bright purple shades that look slightly the same amongst all three palettes. So aside from that, I feel like each palette has its own unique colour story, which is quite nice. Just tilt yours forward a bit. There you go. Yeah. This one is, I'm seeing similarities, but you could buy them all individually and be okay with that. Alternatively, you could get all of them like I did. So next you're going to see me do 3 different looks with each of the palettes, and then you're going to get my final thoughts right at the end. First up is, I can't remember, but we'll see. So first up is Good Morning Zamunda. Let's go. So I'm going to go in first, I think, with FU2, which is this lovely reddy orange colour here. Oh. Excellent. Next we're going to go in with the colour Gazinga, which is this shade right here. I'm going to place that here. Woo! Okay, she's loud. I'm just going to tidy that up. I'll be right back. Next, I'm going to go in with the color Wake Up, which is this lovely matte black. And I'm just going to deepen the crease. I'm going to go just one pat first. I'm just going to deepen the crease. Okay. All right, cool. And take that up. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of depth. I don't want it to turn into a black look, but I do want to add a bit of depth to this outer V. There. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I'm going to take that out a tiny bit, but keep it quite low, and then soften the outside there. And drag it into the crease. Yeah, I like that. Next, I think we're going to go in with the shimmer Royal Bloodline, which is this shade right here. I'm going to take this tiny little brush to do so, because I want to keep it very controlled in this area. Let's see how she works. Okay. Okay, that's a really nice tone in contrast to the black, actually. It's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Okay, next I'm going to go in with the colour Aristocracy, there. Just because I want to play with more than one shade. So let's try the blue. This one feels a bit grittier. Yeah, this shade definitely feels a little bit more grittier than the previous. But they layer over each other very nicely. I like that, but I think we can add some more depth to it. So I'm going to try spraying it. Okay, so this is the brush sprayed. Yeah, you see? I'll take it a bit more further forward. Okay, that's quite nice. Happy with that. We will blend them a bit better in a sec. But I think we're gonna go with Mulahi, which is this shade here. Okay, happy with those. I'm going to do my other eye and just soften the blend and then we'll be done. I'm sorry, but this look is fire! And this is Good Morning Zamunda. On to the next. Okay, so our next palette is Queen to Be. And we're going to start by going in with the colour Amina, which is this hot pink right here. So I'm going to take that colour, I'm just going to put it all over my crease and take it right up. Okay, just have to touch more because I want that to be quite vivid. Next, I'm going to go in with the colour Moremi. This one just here. I'm going to put her on most of my lid. And then I'm going to take it up. Now the reason I've gone for these colours, I'm not gonna lie, I had to do my other eye off camera first, because when I first opened this palette, I was a bit like, oh, this colour's a bit crazy. And because I really want to show you guys as much of the palette as possible, I was like, I don't want to, instinctively I thought I want to do all matte and do an all matte kind of sunset look. Then I thought I don't want to just do matte, so. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now we're going to go in with the shimmers. But they're very pigmented, but on the eye, it could be because of the base I use, but on the eye that pink and that purple look really similar. But it does give a nice gradient. Okay, next we're going to go in with the colour Moscato. It's this colour right here. And we're going to put that all over the lid. I'm going to use a small brush. I'm just going to pack that on like this. And this is falling out onto my cheek. I can actually feel it. It's a nice colour though. It's a very nice colour. Okay, lastly we're going to go with the colour, it's called HEIR-ITAGE, which is this lovely lilac-y colour there. Shout outs to Afori for telling me how to pronounce that properly. And I'm just going to pop her there. And that one you just have to pack. Okay, happy with that. Okay, it's going to put lashes on, finish my face, and then we'll see the final look. And this is the final look using Queen to Be. Now for my lower lash line, I used the exact same colour, so I went in with Amina, which is the hot pink colour first, this shade here. I used that all over the lower lash line. And then I went in with Moremi, just on the outer edge there. And then to finish, I used HEIR-ITAGE, and I used that on the inner corner. And there we have it. Queen to Be. Now for our third and final palette, we have Royal HEIR-ITAGE. Okay, first I'm going to go in with the colour Jollof, which is this lovely pink right here. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. Or just above the crease. So far this matte feels quite nice. It is a tiny bit powdery, but then that could be because of the shade, to be honest with you. But it blends really nicely. Okay, great. Next I'm going to go in with the colour Abyssinia, which is this lovely shade just here. Firstly, I'm going to just take a small brush. I'm going to kind of place her here. That kind of fire purple. It's a gorgeous colour, I've got to give it that. Tiny bit higher. Perfect. Next I'm going to go in with the colour Ashanti. Happy with that placement. Next I'm going to go in with the colour Accent, which is this lovely bronzy gold shade here. And I'm going to put her in the middle. One thing I must say is this brush isn't wet. This is just the payoff. Nice. Okay, happy with that. Next, I want to go in with the colour Marley, which is this lovely shade here. I'm just going to put Marley either side of that. Just a little bit. Okay, and then for the outside edge, I am going to use Songhai, which is this shade right on the end. Copy that. I'm going to blacken the corner just a little bit. I'm going to take Ashanti again. I'm just going to put her back here. And back here. Okay, perfect. Happy with that. I'll be right back with the finished look. Okay, so thoughts. I think out of all of them, my favourite palette was the first one, purely because I just felt like the look that I came out with was gorgeous. Like, I loved the look. I just think it created such a beautiful look that I wouldn't necessarily, basically the palette forced me to try and be creative, and it took me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So for that reason, I did prefer Good Morning Zamunda. I do like Queen to Be. The only thing I didn't like about Queen to Be was this colour called Rana Valona. Here, this colour here, it's so crumbly. Like, it's not nice on the lid. It's just a bit bitty on the lid. It's not very nice on, if I put it on the back of my hand, it's just not that nice on the lid. It's a bit bitty and a bit crumbly, and I actually put that on and then took it off because I didn't like it. Now, coming to the Royal HEIR-ITAGE, I did like this palette. I love this palette, and I knew I was going to love it because the tones are perfectly me. The only thing is, because I was struggling when I first did this palette, I made a point of not using the blue because I'd already used blue, and that left me with this colour, this colour, this colour, and this colour really. And if you think about it, those colours are very similar to these colours. So I just found that when it came to doing another look with this one, I just felt like I had to be really careful not to make a look that looked very similar to the look that I did with this one, the second look. So that's the only thing I did struggle with. So if you were saying to yourself, do I need all three palettes, this is probably the one you can skip. This is most likely the one you can skip and go for this one. Alternatively, you could skip this and go for this. You could get the two smaller palettes, and I'm pretty sure you could create the same looks that you could get from this between the two of them. One thing I'm glad they didn't do, but because I have all three I could do, is that there's a black. So I'm glad they didn't put a black in every single one, because that would have been a wasted spot. But then at the same time, I desperately wanted to use it. I tried my hardest not to use it going from palette to palette, but I really wanted to. I wanted to dig in here to deepen this, to deepen that, to deepen that, make this look good, give dimension, give depth. But I made a concerted effort not to do so for the review. But I'm glad that it's at least in one of them. If you have all three, that's great. But if you only have, for instance, this one, and you're of a deeper skin tone, you might feel the need for a deeper tone just to give you a bit more depth and dimension. Likewise with this one definitely doesn't have a deepening tone. There's no tone in here that you can use to make things a bit deeper. And it's good and bad. It's good because it forces you to be more creative. If you're like me, who always uses a deep shade to deepen the crease, it forces you to try and be more creative. But if you're like me, who really likes to deepen the crease, then not having a black in something like this would be a problem, and I'd find myself reaching for something else, which I don't mind doing. That's absolutely fine with me. Quality. Across the board, the quality is fantastic. It's the usual Uoma Beauty quality. It's very good. There are one or two shades that were a little powdery, and they tend to be the really light shades, and you'll tend to find that that's the case in most palettes. Really light shades tend to be a little bit more powdery, but other than that, formula wise, it was good. That one shimmer though, it was atrocious. It was really bad. That said, there is one shade here called Marley, which I absolutely have fallen in love with, and this is it here. It's this one here. Oops, sorry, this one here. And I'm gonna just put it on the back of my arm. I'm not sure the camera's picking up how gorgeous this shade is, but on the lid it is stupendous. But again, it's a duochrome as well, but again, these are kind of shades that I really love. Again, I've just noticed as well, it is a little bit of that crumbly, but it blends out quite nicely if you just flatten it. It blends out quite nicely, but it does go on a little bit crumbly, so just to be aware of that. In the UK, these retail for, so the larger palette is £43, just as the other larger palettes are as well. The smaller one was £24, which I think is actually pretty good value for this, for the quality and for the brand, and because it's high end, I think that's not too bad. I actually quite enjoyed that about it. Again, would I buy these palettes again? Definitely. Like I didn't even have to think twice about wanting to get these palettes. It was a no-brainer. Oh, actually, I did get the pencil, but I've yet to try it. This is the eyeliner pencil, which is one of those soft kind of crayony ones. I've yet to try this, but I'll just try it in a testing new products kind of video. I was trying to just concentrate on the eye look not so much anything else, and I didn't know which look to use it, and then I just kind of talked myself out of it, but whatever. Okay, if you liked my review, please give it a like, please subscribe, please share if you care, and I will see you in the next one.